look at taking the next step as a publication, what we need to do is take our existing great coverage, marry that with data-driven approach, and that means bringing in stuff from a number of sources. We'll have a building database. We'll link that with permits, violations, complaints, and we'll sprinkle in a crime map on top of that. With the idea being you can look at one page for the entire east side and see everything you'd want to know about the neighborhood. You can see crime going on, you can see permits for new bars, restaurants, businesses, you can see what buildings are in the neighborhood. So if you can see new construction going on, new apartments, you can see what's available to rent, and it'll all be right there in one spot. We're also looking at a number of other improvements. We're revamping our calendar. We're exploring using a real-time transit app that people will be able to use to find where the nearest bus is and when's it going to be there. We're looking at integrating all this cohesively throughout all our articles, mapping permits, licenses, complaints, everything that the city's already tracking through the Department of Neighborhood Services but not making public.
So really adding depth to the story.
And then part of the idea is to have some of this data displayed by neighborhood.
Yep, absolutely. Here's where the college house got busted for a big keg party down the block. You can look at...
Which you can also read about in House Confidential.
You can also read about it in House Confidential. When you see all the squad cars pulled up in front of your neighbor's house, you'll be able to look in the crime database.
Is there a visual map?
There's definitely a visual map. I think on every page we can integrate maps in different ways. So when you're looking at the east side, you'll see not only lists of people, but you'll see a map and you can adjust that map. But when you're looking at an article, if the article has a place that it's based around, we can include a relevant location map for that area. I think it'll make our site entirely enjoyable 24/7, so you'll always be able to come. Even if we haven't published a new article at 2 a.m., you'll be able to see new data flowing in from all these different sources.
So this is going to get us the 2 a.m. readers.
The 2 a.m. readers. When Michael Horn writes about a new bar, you'll be able to take our political tracker with all the different donations people have made and see this guy is applying for a new bar and he's donated to people 4 days in advance of that for all
Or right after.
Or right after.
Yeah. The idea of having this political donations base, I think, is really important because nobody's doing it.
Sunshine is the best disinfectant. And by providing information, for example, on contribution sources for politicians, I think the readership can say, all right, these are the people that are trying to have an impact on the elected official.
If Urban Milwaukee expands their coverage, it will motivate local elected officials to do their job more effectively because somebody will be watching again. And right now, effectively, nobody's watching.
Urban Milwaukee has been a great resource. Its commitment to the city, I think, is something that I certainly appreciate. The fact that it's now expanding, I think, is going to be even better for its readership. The more information that our citizens can have, the more they can make informed decisions. At a time when other sources are cutting back on their news gathering, Urban Milwaukee is actually expanding. It's always provided in a very readable fashion. There's a human element and a context so you can understand what it means in terms of development, what it means in terms of the neighborhood and the neighborhood response. Those are pieces of information that Urban Milwaukee does a good job in providing.
And when you look at a lot of the local elections that are low information elections, that people just really don't take the time. That information is provided by Urban Milwaukee.
No one starts a newspaper to get rich. It's obviously a very difficult business to start. We're giving away our product for free. We're 100% ad supported. And so for us to get more resources to be able to build a more sustainable business and to provide more value to the community is just a huge opportunity.
And we have some great partners that are advertising with us, but it does take time to build that.
That's why I think this campaign is so important. We've done a tremendous job with the resources we have, but we need more resources. We need to be able to cover more stories.
I almost thirst for more. I said there's only 4 new articles each day. I need more. I want to read more.